What's up, peoples? Welcome back to See These CDs, where in each one of these videos I try to take a closer look at a select CD from my own personal collection and just talk about its overall CD cover art, graphic design, and packaging for the CD. If you haven't already figured it out, today we're going to be talking about the 2015 CD, which was actually a soundtrack for the movie Compton. The CD also being titled Compton, produced by Dr. Dre. It was originally and more specifically released on August 7, 2015, and it clocks in at just over an hour at 61 minutes and 40 seconds. Like I was saying, a little bit earlier, it is a soundtrack to the actual movie Compton, which if you haven't checked that out, it's a great film. I thought it was pretty dope. One of our better hip hop movies, for sure. We got O'Shea Jackson in there, which plays his dad, Ice Cube. And then we also have, I can't remember the actor that plays Eazy-E, but he did a great job as well. Overall, it was just a good movie, very entertaining. Yeah, I liked watching how Dr. Dre and, Ice Cube and, everybody, from that group come up in that movie. It was pretty informative and pretty dope. But yeah, so as far as the art direction and design for this CD, that's accredited to Mike Saputo. I would assume. I'm only saying that. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but I'm only saying that because in the the actual credits, it was listed as MikeSaputo.com. I'm assuming he just listed that just because it's probably the easiest way or best way to like advertise his content, especially on a big look like Compton or the CD Compton. So yeah, MikeSaputo.com. He's also worked with Slaughterhouse on their Our House album or CD. He's also worked. He's done artwork for the Games Jesus Piece CD, as well as Bad Meets Evil, Hell the sequel, which is if you're not familiar with Bad Meets Evil, it's the combination of Eminem and Royce the 5'9". Collaboratively. He's also done some illustrations for the Marshall Mathers ep.20. So yeah, I mean that's about everything I've seen in regards to him. Of course, he does have some other works of art on his resume as well. Those are just the ones that stood out the most. For the concept or the cover concept, it was credited to Steve Berman, which I believe he's just affiliated with Interscope. I may have failed to mention that in the beginning as well. This CD was released, underneath Aftermath, Interscope. It's something I don't even really think about when I'm talking about Dr. Dre, Eminem, because I know about Aftermath. I'm very familiar with Aftermath, and then Interscope. I feel like they've always been on those record labels. So I'm sorry if that slipped my mind in the beginning. But I think Steve Berman is, I think he works with Interscope. I don't know if he just suggested, maybe, yeah, he might have just suggested what if we did the city of LA and then we just have Compton the letters in the background as if it was Hollywood. So maybe he just suggested that, and then other artists put it into play, or put in the work to get it put together. It's still pretty dope. I definitely, it's something where if you first look at the CD cover, at least for myself, I probably I'm not an LA native, I'm from the opposite coast. I wouldn't really think twice at first that those letters say Compton. Not that they say Compton, but just more the idea that all right, this is obviously inspired by the whole Hollywood sign, but it's juxtaposition with the Compton letters. To be honest, when I picked it up, I didn't really think about it. I just saw the city in the background, and then now just verbalizing it, I was like, wow, that's pretty creative. So it is interesting. I think that was pretty dope. I couldn't really find much else on Steve Berman. There were some skits from, I think, was it Relapse? It's the CD cover with Eminem and his face is made of pills on the front. But there was a skit on there titled Steve Berman. So I'm assuming he must be one of the Interscope record executives. Or somebody within that fold that contributes or just works for Interscope and works to get their their projects out put together, so on and so forth. As far as the photography goes, that was credited to Jeremy Deputat. He does a lot of work with Adidas. When I first looked into him, it was almost on his profile there was nothing but pictures of Adidas sneakers, which is pretty cool. I never really think about the person who actually, I guess, photographs the sneakers when I'm looking through the websites, thinking about making my purchases. But yeah, he had a lot of pretty high quality pictures, definitely enticing, or just encouraging, I guess, to the eye. I don't even know if encouraging is the word, I guess I want to say. Yeah, enticing was a good word, but yeah, no, it just attracts the eye essentially. It makes you like look at the sneakers. He paired the lighting as well as like the background to match the actual like aesthetic of the sneaker or like the colors or the color scheme of the sneaker. Pretty dope. I enjoyed looking at his work in that regard. Not sure if I'm assuming when when I've been looking through sneaker websites, I've probably seen some of his work, just scrolling through as well. But he's also done some work with 50 Cent, Freddie Gibbs for a Foot Action campaign. If you're not familiar with Freddie Gibbs, Gangsta Gibbs is the man. I'm definitely gonna be checking out some of his CDs. I still gotta buy some of his CDs. He's just one of them where like I hear his work. I hear the quality immediately in his work when I listen to him. I am a Gangsta Gibbs fan, and because of that, like I don't know, it's just the way I consume CDs or consume music. It's like if I know you're nice, I want to buy your project because I know when I start listening to it, it's gonna kind of put like I guess like a damper over your music, and not in the sense that like oh this sucks, but it's just I know I'm not gonna be as encouraged to purchase the physical CD if I listen to it before I actually make the purchase. I've done that before, like for example, with the Locks, like Money, Power, Respect, I listened to that CD a lot, and then I went out and bought it because I was like, the CD's, it's too dope. I mentioned in past videos that, like, I've definitely played at certain points in times in my life, just to get me through, keep me grinding, keep me focused. But yeah, so there was, like I said, work with 50 Cent, just did some pictures with him, Freddie Gibbs for the Foot Action campaign, his Big Sean as well. I would assume that was also for Foot Action. He had a picture of Pete Rock, which I thought was pretty interesting, pretty dope. I couldn't really tell if it was connected to anything. We also had a picture of Earl Sweatshirt, another amazing artist. And I didn't mean to gloss over Pete Rock. Amazing producer. Dude's a super producer. Like top tier hip hop producer. So check him out if not. But Earl Sweatshirt specifically, one of my favorite rappers, one of my favorite newer rappers. Kid's super talented. And he was wearing a Supreme like hoodie in the picture. So I don't know if that was also like a campaign with Supreme, if he was modeling for Supreme, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Also, he had a picture with Zane Lowe and Eminem talking. So I don't know if he works with Zane Lowe. And maybe like, I mean, then again, it was probably around the time Eminem like put out his project, so he's probably shadowing Eminem when he went to go do the interview and snapped a few photographs there as well. All great photography. But yeah, that's about the basis for the like the team that put together the visuals or responsible for the visuals for this Compton CD. All right, so yeah, on first glance, like I was saying, it's just city of Compton. Kind of like I guess from like on the mountain. Presumably, it would be like the Hollywood, like the mountain where the Hollywood letters are on it. But we're looking down, and instead of Hollywood, like I said before, it's been switched out with the actual Compton lettering. Same theme, or like I guess like same state of mind for the Hollywood, like letterings. Got the parental advisory in the top right hand corner, and then at the very bottom in white text it just says a soundtrack by Dr. Dre. Pretty dope. I feel like we talked enough about it in the beginning of the video, so I'm going to move on to the back. The back's pretty dope as well. It would look like somebody in like a drop top, somewhat old school looking, just with their arm hanging out the car. Well, I'm assuming they're rolling down like Compton. Left hand side it gets like shaded, which just allows you to better see each one of the tracks that are listed in order based on like how you hear them. And then below that we once again have the Aftermath and the Interscope insignia, just right there. More like text for like legality purposes at the bottom, barcodes. But yeah, I think the back is pretty dope. I don't know. I guess they're at like a red light. Did he go through a red light? Now I'm thinking about it, cause that's the back of the car is more toward like the stoplight and things like that. So I don't wonder if he just ran the red. Maybe not. It could just be perspective. Could have just changed. But yeah, no, I thought that was pretty cool. It's all just very fitting. Like it's like I don't want to like take away from like the CD, but I mean it's titled Compton. When I first like heard that Dr. Dre he's gonna put out a CD for the movie, immediately in my mind I was like, yeah, of course, like this is something that's directly up Dr. Dre's alley. And I'm assuming that's probably what he like struggles with when he's making these new projects. It's like what bases does he touch on, or Like how does he go outside of his own box while staying within his own, like not like within, like basically how does he venture outside of his comfort zone while also, like staying within the box that is Dr. Dre, just expanding on the borders of what like fans know to be Dr. Dre, but more of like an improvement, especially when you have a legacy like his. Completely understandable. So when I heard like the whole like Compton CD was coming out, it just made sense to me. It just seemed like something that was probably easier for Dr. Dre to do, not taking away from the overall quality of music. I think the songs in here are dope. There's a lot of standouts. We got Jill Scott on here, and she's on a song with John Connor and Anderson .Paak. So I mean, I just feel like with that collaboration alone, like that, I guess that kind of like speaks to the quality of this entirety body of work. But I mean, we got Anderson .Paak on a few different songs, and that's kind of how we got introduced to him a little bit. I mean, I knew a little bit about Anderson .Paak before that, but I really feel like he was able to just like show people, like what he's capable of doing or how he can add to tracks on this CD. It's a good look. So yeah, we'll just go inside, check out the actual booklet. The booklet, or not the booklet, excuse me, the actual CD cover art. And it's pretty basic. I mean, it's just all black. I wouldn't have necessarily thought, like when I opened it up, like that's what the cover of the actual CD itself was going to look like. It's just a black background with blue text. For the most part, it's like a blue theme over the black, where we just have those like, and then we have like the the neon, or I don't know if it's like spearmint green, and some of like the typography and text, especially with that logo or the City of Compton logo that is on the right hand side. I'll give you guys a better shot of that. But yeah, I mean it does look pretty cool. I just don't know, like why it was made in these colors. It fits with the remainder of like the packaging and the CD cover or CD casing and stuff like that. But it's just kind of like when I first seen it, it was kind of just like in a different direction. The rest of it is all it's very sunny California, or at least like it would seem like the sun is just coming up. You can see let me show you guys the back of the CD too. Don't want to miss out on that. Yep, just like every other. Nothing, too out of the ordinary with that one. But yeah, in the back, you can see, like, it continues with that sunny California vibe. I'm assuming it's Compton. At the same time, it is sunny California, but the visuals are very, like, I guess, realistic or raw. Because I definitely think that is fitting of the project as well as like the movie. We don't want to lose sight of that either. There's a lot of things that we're tying in together with this artwork, and I think it was done quite nicely. But yeah, we just have like the surveillance area like sign right there. So yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it's like probably an area where there's a lot of crime going on, typical of like Compton, or what we hear about in the music, and things of that nature, especially in regards to the movie. We're just gonna pop this booklet out here. I think it's another one of those where we got that little friggin' the little stoppers. Always catches that front page. Struggle with this every time, except for that one video. But god damn. Especially if you haven't, there we go. Especially if you haven't really like taken the booklet out too, it gets a little tough. But yeah, we have the back, which is I'm assuming the back of that the drop top from the front cover, or rather the back of the CD. It just says Compton on the back, where it'd probably say like to make him out of the car. Pretty dope. If we want to go inside, for the most part, it's just a lot of like crispy visuals of Compton. Which is pretty dope. It's nice. All the visuals are like very crispy. So once again, shout out to Jeremy Deputat. He does pretty interesting work, or impressive work, or at least I definitely got that sense with this booklet, because like I said, all the visuals are high quality. They are very I don't know if I could say like. Yeah, I guess I could say powerful, because it just seems like even with this shot, it's just, we get like, it's going down like the railroad tracks, and it seems like it's never ending. It just gives you like a different understanding of Compton. I didn't really know that they had like trains in Compton, but I guess it would make sense, considering like, the whole like gold rush back in the day, and all of that. So yeah, it's just more visuals of, different locations in the city, I would assume. Yeah, and they're just, the angles are interesting too, like, the angle of this especially, like, it gives you the idea, or you're able to see, like, the remainder of the letters, but it's from, like, a side angle, so, we don't, yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting. I don't know if this is the airport, maybe the airport, but yeah, we're just gonna keep moving. So yeah, I don't. Well, we'll see. And then there's Centennial High School. Um, I also believe these are probably shots from the movie as well. Get a full shot of that. Not much text throughout this booklet, which I like. I don't really have a problem with that. I mean, the tracks are listed elsewhere, or actually right here. We get into the credits, but yeah, they try to just compact them into like a few different pages, which I think is cool because then it also like we said before, like it gives you more room to show like the artwork of Jeremy Deputat, which I think was partially. I wonder if I'm assuming the shots were taken first. Maybe there was just so many good shots they didn't want to exclude any, so they just worked to include them all. This is looking like a white background. With a black typography over it for the track listing and the credits, but we actually have Compton Boulevard with a street sign and a stoplight at the top. So I'm assuming it's really just the lighting. This is probably the sky for the background of these the track listings. Pretty dope. It's a good way to incorporate the track listings without taking away from the actual visuals or incorporating the visuals into or combining them with the track listings and the credits. Once again. And this is a pretty this looks like an amp or something like that, or actually it's probably a switch for a lowrider. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a switch for a lowrider. But yeah, even with this one, I think it was pretty cool. The background, it would appear to just be black. We got white text for the credits, typography, so on and so forth. Then we got the switches at the top to give you more depth to the picture. And the switches look crispy. That's what I was saying. This was when I was flipping through. Before, one of the pictures that definitely made me realize or stood out to me because it's just how you see the polish and the switches and the buttons. I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, we get each one of the more continuation of the track listings. We get kind of a still shot of that, so you guys can just could I see it? Oh, Toomey Labs. I thought I said Toonami Labs. I was like, what? But yeah, I get more of a still shot just in case you guys want to read it, trying to avoid the glare. Yeah. All right, so yeah, if we flip over to the next page, it's just a green or a brown black background. It's the end of the page or the end of the booklet rather, where they just show you everybody who's affiliated with the production of this project, as far as the visuals, the music, all elements go, marketing. Sample clearance, things of that nature. Get a still shot of that, so you guys can check it out. If you want to read into it, look any more into it. And then we just have thank you for visiting Compton, which I'm assuming is probably somewhere actually in Compton. If you're actually exiting, I know we have that around Rhode Island. We have those signs where it's welcome to Rhode Island when you're entering, or thank you for visiting when you're leaving, which is just a great way to conclude the booklet for the CD, because it's also connected to the movie. So I think both of the bodies of work, as far as the CD goes and the movie, they can both stand alone. They're both definitely strong enough to do so. But when when you consume both of them, you get a nice comprehensive idea of just the overall vision that Dr. Dre or just his team had when it came to bringing this all into fruition. So yeah, that was Compton. Produced by Dr. Dre, soundtrack by Dr. Dre in regards to the movie Compton. So yeah, this is SeeTheseCDs. Tune in. Sorry for the late videos. I'm uploading these on a Saturday. I got more busy toward the end of the week this past week. So yeah, I hope you guys are still enjoying the videos. Please continue to check them out. Subscribe. Do whatever you can do just to get us a little more viewership. That'd be nice. We're going to keep rolling out with these CDs. But yeah, people, this has been SeeTheseCDs. Tune in next time. And all right, people, I'm out. Peace.